prosecution Friday dismissed the two-count indictments, calling it a vindictive and politically motivated prosecution ordered by President Trump. The filing included more than 300 remarks from the president criticizing James over the Latty. She has pleaded not guilty. The National Transportation Safety Board held its final media briefing Friday amid the first lawsuit filed related to the crash. Our Andreas Rendon shares the latest from the agency's investigation.
A view of the aftermath and new details from the deadly UPS flight crash in Louisville, including what was happening in the cockpit up until impact.
About 37 seconds after the crew called for takeoff thrust, a repeating bell was heard on the CVR, which persisted until the end of the recording 25 seconds later.
NTSB member Todd Inman says the crew completed all required checks and briefings and is not making any conclusions on.
Some of our operations team are actually going to be in the simulators for the ND11 that are here on site, which is very helpful, and they can look at the cockpit configuration to be able to run some simulators.
A persistent challenge at the crash site has been distinguishing aircraft from damaged businesses nearby. Crews have also been working to extinguish any remaining flames.
There's some spot fires that were popping up with some compressed paper products and emitting a lot of smoke. There's still hundreds of feet of line, hose lines that are spread throughout there in preparation for anything else.
The agency will review and write up a transcript of the cockpit audio, which will take months before it's released to the public. And as the investigation continues, a lawsuit on behalf of people and businesses impacted is suing UPS, GE, and Boeing, including counts of negligence, trespass, and emotional distress. Andres Rendon, Spectrum News.
Nationwide is causing some panic among travelers. Tips from the travel agents on how you can be prepared. Straight ahead.
Weather in the ones, your local forecast every 10 minutes on Spectrum News. Also available on the Spectrum News app. And no matter what the season, stay connected on the go or plan your day with the Spectrum News app. Get up-to-date information from your weather experts, interactive live radar, and set up essential alerts when you need them most. Spectrum News, with your Spectrum subscription and now available on your favorite devices. At Spectrum News, our weather experts update you with the information and the context you need so you can better plan your day. And we do it every 10 minutes. We're the calm in the storm. Weather on the ones on Spectrum News, exclusively on Spectrum.
Engines rev, are you listening?
What did I
Such a
do?
beautiful style.
There's, I think it's right this morning.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Honda. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days today.
Stuff.
I tried the new 100 milligram generic Viagra for only 87 cents from Friday
Yeah,
Plans
I
that
got
everyone's
it.
talking about. I wanted to see if it's a scam.
Okay,
Here's
good.
what happened. I just had to fill out the online health form, which took me under 2 minutes, and a licensed doctor approved me for a free prescription the same day. It included free 3-day discreet shipping right to my door. I tried my first tablet, and within 30 minutes, it was working as well as the name Man. My wife can't stop smiling, and my confidence is through the roof. Scan the QR code or go to grabfridayplans.com to try it for yourself. I still can't believe I got 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7. I feel like I'm in my 20s again. My wife even told me, "You're like a whole new man." Don't wait as long as I did. It is the best $7 I have ever spent. Scan the QR code or go to grabfridayplans.com right now to get yours before this deal runs out.
Daylight hours will be free of precipitation, and then we get into the evening, the overnights, first part, because by Monday, coming in some 14, 17 to 20 degrees below average. It is going to be a dynamic change. Showers early part of the day will be giving way to the improved sky conditions later in the morning, the afternoon hours, and then in the evening time frame, we may see some more scattered activity fire up after sunset. That will carry over into the early part of the day Sunday. And then Sunday, we're just waiting for that next battery to come through. That swings open the door to that cold air, that cold air that's coming in. I'm seeing Saturday.
Earlier this year amid an ongoing federal investigation. South Carolina State University's public passport fair is postponed due to the shutdown. Monday take place on campus at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's what you need to know.
Consumer sentiment drops to a 3-year low as Americans feel less confident about the economy amid the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. That's according to the latest University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey. The index fell to 50.3 this month. That's a drop from 53.6 in October. November's number represents the lowest level since June 2022. That was the lowest reading on record since the survey's inception in the 1950s. Airports across the country are seeing disruptions to travel due to the government shutdown. But if you're traveling soon, there are still some things to remember to lessen the stress. Second, Mackenzie will share some tips from a travel agent.
On Wednesday, Transportation Secretary Sean Kelly says airline traffic will be reduced by 10%, which around this time of year can hit an already stressful period. Last year, the Sunday after Thanksgiving set a record with over 3 million passengers screened by TSA.
Yes, I am a little worried about cancellation and delays. A lot of flights are canceling because of the government shutdown, so it's kind of like an inconvenience, and it's altering a lot of plans I have already set.
If you're traveling soon, here's what to know. Major U.S. airlines are allowing passengers to change their travel plans over the coming days at no extra cost. Check your airline's website for more details. Passengers will be eligible for refunds if their flight is canceled due to the government shutdown and they choose not to accept a rebooked flight. International flights are not expected to be affected by the shutdown. And as travel experts say, travel insurance may not be worth it in this situation.
Travel insurance in these situations gets incredibly tricky because generally speaking, a government shutdown is not a covered reason for providing you any coverage under your travel insurance policy.
Major U.S. airlines have all issued statements saying that a vast majority of travel will proceed as planned, but experts recommend flyers who are set to travel in the next week stay on top of flight cancellations and delays through the airline's website and apps.
90% of flights are still operating. You know, let's look at the glass half full, that 90% only, say, like in 10%. I know whenever you have travel plans, you obviously